the idea of the packing heat in church, as he calls it. Pastor, can you cite for me a verse? I'm sure it's in there somewhere, where Jesus admonishes his followers to disarm themselves and not to carry swords in the temple.
It's in Hezekiah 32, I think.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's our favorite source for Jesus' position on guns is Hezekiah. Little known. Go look it up.
Bringing you law, gospel, and guns. This is Armed Lutheran Radio.
Hey folks, welcome to Armed Lutheran Radio, a show about guns, hunting, competitive shooting, the natural right of self-defense, and what God's Word says about the issues surrounding gun rights and gun ownership. I'm your host, Lloyd Bailey, the Armed Lutheran, and this is episode number 297. It's our second episode of 2022 as we start our seventh year of the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you who have watched in the past, our long-time and our short-term listeners, thank you for making Armed Lutheran Radio a part of your week again this week. And for those of you who are just stumbling upon the podcast, have found it for the first time, welcome aboard. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy what you hear today. And I hope you'll come back. Want to welcome all the members of the Reformation Gun Club. This week is a Reformation Gun Club exclusive. So for those of you who are listening today, thank you so much for supporting the show. I want to give a special shout out to Jackie from Federal Way, Washington, the infamous Johnny B., Gail from Cannon City, Colorado, Edwin from Round Lake Beach, Illinois, and we got two new members this week. I want to welcome Morris from Dallas, Texas, and Dan from Livonia, Michigan. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for supporting the show. Armed Lutheran Radio is listener funded, and that means that we don't have any advertising, we don't have any sponsors. We rely on you, the members of the Reformation Gun Club, to make all of this possible, and I thank you so much for your support. Before I do get started, I do want to mention, for those of you who are longtime members, have maybe heard me give a shout out to our member Sue in Conover, North Carolina. Sue passed away this past week, and I want to extend my condolences to her family. She was a wonderful friend, the wife of my former pastor in North Carolina, and to Pastor Abernathy, to your daughters, to the whole family. To Sue's family, Christ's blessings to you. I am so sorry for your loss, and you are in our prayers, and we continue to hold you up in prayer and to think about you, and hope that the Lord provides His comfort and strength in the days ahead. A quick announcement I did want to make. It is official. Sort of, I guess, as official as it can get. Duty to Defend is going to be reprised. We're going to do a second edition. It's something I had been thinking about doing, and I've reached out to some pastors to participate. I think we have, I want to say we have 9 or maybe 11 new articles that are coming for the second edition. And so I've got some commitments from a number of pastors who have agreed to jump in and take on some of these new verses. We'll have a new chapter from Pastor Bennett. We'll have chapters from some new voices and some old voices, some that you read in the first edition, and look for that later this year. I'm really excited about putting together the next edition of that book. Really, really pleased with the way it turned out, and I really appreciate the contributions from everyone. And for everyone who purchased the first edition, I think you will find the second edition to be. It's probably going to my guess it's probably going to be 50, 60, 80 pages bigger than the first edition. So a lot of great content. Plus, I'm going to flesh out a little bit about the arguments for in each chapter. We simply laid out a chapter heading and the verse in question. But what I thought I would do is also give you ideas about how those verses are misused. So that's going to be, there'll be a little more kind of introductory information as well. So keep an eye out for that in the coming, I wouldn't say coming weeks. It's going to be months. It's probably going to be heading towards the holiday season later in the year. But really excited about the second edition of Duty to Defend. This week's episode is a Reformation Gun Club exclusive. And if you would like to hear the rest of this episode and get access to hundreds of hours of exclusive content, check out the Reformation Gun Club. Memberships start at $15.17 per year, and they grant you access to lots of cool benefits, lots of exclusive content, and the satisfaction of knowing that you helped make this show possible. Get all the details and come join us at armedlutheran.us/gun club, or look for a link in the show notes for this or any of our previous episodes.